Hi, I'm Eric Bauman. You may not know it, but I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is for the last year and a half, I've had the honor and the privilege of working for one of the most extraordinary women in California politics. Somebody that's very unusual for me, a boy from the Bronx, to work with a woman from Southwest Virginia, and from whom I have always seen such warmth and commitment to those in greatest need and at greatest risk. The bad news is, in short order, she will become the Speaker Emeritus. But I want to tell you, this woman is extraordinary. She has represented us and led our Assembly Democratic Caucus with aplomb and with talent and with a little bit of Southern charm. I give you Speaker Toni Atkins.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know.
Good morning, California Democrats. You are an incredible sight. You know, in the almost 2 years that I've been Speaker, it has been an honor to work in Sacramento with the amazing Democrats you have sent to the Assembly and the Senate. It is wonderful to be part of a contingent from San Diego over there. That includes Dr. Shirley Weber, Assemblymember Lorena Gonzalez, and Senators Ben Wayso and Marty Block. I know that the Assembly, however, is in great hands with Speaker-elect Anthony Rendon. And when you look at his leadership on a challenging issue like the water bond, his history of leadership on behalf of children and our environment, it is clear he brings the right priorities to the people's house. It's also been great to serve as a partner with such strong Democrats as Governor Jerry Brown and my partner, Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon. I'm incredibly proud of what we've been able to accomplish together. And I will humbly say, if the people of the 39th Senate District put their faith in me to continue serving, I know that together we will accomplish even more. Now, the theme of our convention this year is leading the charge, and we are. California Democrats are leading the charge to lift families out of poverty, raising the minimum wage, creating a state earned income tax credit, increasing child care slots so that more parents can actually work. California Democrats are leading the charge to let people be themselves, outlawing conversion therapy for LGBT kids, and ensuring that vital records of transgender Californians reflect their actual identities. California Democrats are leading the charge to protect our environment from carbon and from corruption, passing historic climate change legislation, calling for reforms to ensure the independence and the integrity of the California Coastal Commission. You should clap for that. 1,100 miles of California coast. And California Democrats are leading the charge in the fight for women's equality, passing the strongest equal pay law in the nation, providing paid sick days, and increasing women's access to abortion and health services. And that's only skimming the cream off the top of what California Democrats have achieved. You know, the English poet Lord Tennyson once wrote a poem called The Charge of the Light Brigade. Some of us had to read it. If Tennyson were alive today and watching the Republican presidential primary, he might be tempted to write a poem called The Charge of the Lightweight Brigade. You know, the National Republicans are so far out there, it may give the false impression that California Republicans are much more moderate than they actually are. Now, it's true, we've avoided some of the gridlock in Washington, and we've worked together on some key issues. But the differences between us are stark. And given the stark differences As blue as California is, we cannot be complacent. We need more Democrats in the Assembly and the Senate so it's easier to pass progressive policy. And I hope we can count on you to join us in Fresno as we make the final push for the special election in April to send Dr. Joaquin Arambula to the Assembly and to keep the 31st Assembly District blue. We also need a wide and a deep Democratic bench of future candidates for the legislature, for Congress, and for statewide office. And that bench has to include more women, more people of color, and more LGBT folks to make sure that Democratic candidates and office holders reflect the amazing diversity of our state. And we need to keep leading the charge. Leading the charge by making the minimum wage high enough so workers don't actually have to live in poverty. Leading to ensure that every Californian has a safe and affordable place to live in this state. Leading the charge for equality, for educational opportunity, for economic equity, and for environmental justice. And our ability to do all that depends on the work we do in this election. And I know that we Democrats will get the job done. One of the best things about serving as Speaker was the chance I had to visit county committees and Democratic clubs up and down this incredible state. And I have to say I appreciate the hospitality you have shown me at crab feeds, precinct walks, fundraisers, and phone banks that we've been able together to do in support of our party and our candidates. You know, I have seen the passion of grassroots Democrats. I have seen the power of grassroots Democrats. And I have seen the performance of grassroots Democrats. Know that in 2016, when the stakes are so high for California's families and California's future, we count on grassroots Democrats to be leading the charge. So thanks to you, the Republican message of doom, delay, and division will not win in California. And thanks to you, the message of empathy, empowerment, and equality will win. And thank you, Democrats. Thank you for help making these last couple of years as Speaker so rewarding. And here's to our victories in 2016. Let's get this done.